You are listening to Mostaccioli Murder, Book 1 of the Jade Sommer series. Written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2020. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 12. At Mr. Lee's restaurant, I sat at the booth Kobe indicated. A few of Kobe's early 20s friends sat around me, making me feel like the old lady of the group, especially as they were taking selfies of the monumental acting gig. I wanted to leave, but this was for Kobe and I promised I would help him. However, I still needed to call Alan, which I loathed to do. Then there was the matter of talking to Aunt Dot about the menu. Another thing I loathed to do.
Lily, stand at the front counter with your dad,
Kobe said. Lily, who was dressed in a pretty floral sundress, stood next to her slightly shorter father, who wore a ridiculously tall chef's hat that made him appear that much shorter. They both looked expectantly at Kobe, who was now giving directions to someone at the door who held a clipboard.
This is exciting.
Mr. Lee said.
We will be movie stars.
Lily smiled at her father, but she knew no one would be a star from this reality ad. Kobe walked over to his phone, aka camera, that was attached to a mangled tripod.
Okay, people, we're about ready to shoot. Everyone take their places. Mr. Lee, make sure to project your voice. My boom mic isn't that great.
Boom mic? I glanced around Kobe to find a fuzzy microphone wired to the phone. As far as microphones went, it was one step above the built-in camera microphone.
Mr. Lee, do you remember your lines?
When Mr. Lee nodded, Kobe addressed the rest of us.
Extras. Just pretend you're having conversations, but don't actually talk. Otherwise, we won't hear Mr. Lee.
I gave a nod of understanding.
I'm gonna do a sweeping shot through the restaurant first before landing on Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, when I point to you, that means it's time to talk.
Mr. Lee gave an affirming nod, which jostled his chef's hat. Lily quickly reached up and positioned it back into place.
Okay, people. In 3, 2.
Kobe turned the camera in a panoramic sweep through the restaurant. I tried not to look at the camera, knowing extras were not around to be noticed. However, I made a rookie mistake and looked directly at the camera.
Cut!
Kobe frowned at me.
I failed to mention one thing. Unless you are Mr. Lee or Lily, don't look at the camera.
He reset the camera.
Action!
This time I made sure to keep my eyes averted. But why weren't we looking at menus? At the very least, we should have something to drink. Cut, I said.
Why are you cutting? That's my job.
I hate to be the annoying extra, but can we have menus or something to drink? Just so it looks more natural.
Good thinking.
Kobe looked at the clipboard guy.
Grab the menus.
When everyone was back in place and had menus, Kobe began the countdown again.
In 3, 2.
As soon as the camera swept over to Mr. Lee, Kobe pointed. Mr. Lee stood ramrod straight with a dumbfounded expression. Lily gave him a gentle nudge with her elbow, trying to prompt him to begin. But Mr. Lee just stared blankly at the camera.
Cut!
Are we done?
Mr. Lee asked, blinking out of his stupor.
You didn't say your lines, Baba.
Lily said.
I thought I did.
Mr. Lee said, obviously not quite recovered from his camera shyness.
You didn't say anything. You just stood there.
No big deal. We'll just start again. Places, everyone.
Kobe moved back to his starting point with the camera.
In 3, 2.
Kobe swept through the restaurant, then aimed his shot on Mr. Lee. Kobe pointed, and Mr. Lee gave a full-tooth grin and a thumbs up, and then he froze.
Cut!
Kobe reset, and I detected a little bit of frustration from him, but he proceeded to repeat the process over and over again. Finally, after I lost count of how many takes he had done, Kobe slumped down into a booth.
Take a 5-minute break.
Most of the extras who had been sitting in booths got up to stretch. I headed over to Kobe. Are you okay? He looked at me.
What am I doing wrong?
You're doing fine, but working with non-professional actors always makes shooting difficult. Anytime I pitched an ad campaign, it was with the idea professional actors or models would be included. Kobe glanced at Mr. Lee, who was adjusting his chef's hat.
I can't ask that of him now. I don't think he has the money to hire a professional, and he was so excited to be a part of it.
Then you have to think of a way to adjust. Maybe he can still be in the ad, but in a different role. Everything can be fixed in editing. How long is this commercial supposed to be?
I was thinking about 30 seconds, no more than a minute.
Do you have enough footage of the restaurant? Kobe nodded. Just see what you can coax out of Mr. Lee, even if it's a word here or there. And then see if you can get footage of the food. Have Mr. Lee make a couple of his signature dishes. You'll have plenty of footage then.
That's brilliant.
I wouldn't say brilliant, but it was a tactic that should work quite well. You could tell a few of your extras they can leave. You already have enough footage of us. That might help Mr. Lee's stage fright. I was hoping that extra person would be me. However, Kobe let the others go. I sat back in the booth and waited for Kobe to finish shooting. As he walked Mr. Lee through one-bite segments, I pulled out my phone and scrolled through my emails. There was another one from Mila. She threatened to report me as a missing person if I didn't respond. I quickly emailed her back that I wasn't missing, and I was fine, but I was just busy working. She instantly texted me instead of emailing.
Did you get a new job? What ad firm? Are they hiring?
No, I'm just helping out my family at the restaurant since my dad is in the hospital.
Is he okay?
He will be.
Tell him I hope he feels better soon. Do you need help there? I'm ready to pack my bags and come to Chicago. Just say the word.
She must be desperate to leave. But as great of an assistant as she was, I would not drag her into this mess. But instead of saying that, I gave a smiley face emoji. I figured that was the end of the conversation. However, she continued.
The witch is making everyone's life hell right now.
Even Alan's? I couldn't help but ask.
Yeah, he's been staying away from her. She took over the entire office, and the bosses let her. Which makes me wonder if she's not sleeping with one of them too. I bet she is. We have a pool going in the office if you want in.
No, that's okay. I'm done with them. Don't want to think about them ever again.
You and me both. I'll keep you updated on what happens here.
I gave a thumbs up emoji. It was well past an hour of filming when Kobe gave up.
I think I have enough footage.
I hoped for his sake he was right. With Mr. Lee being tight-lipped and throwing a thumbs-up gesture every 2 seconds, there wasn't a whole lot of audio. However, I didn't say anything, and was about to escape when Landon walked into the restaurant. When he saw me, he turned and retreated back to the sidewalk. That was odd. Perhaps he was embarrassed I had seen him getting roughed up by a pineapple-loving thug. Lily noticed Landon's reaction to me as well. She came over and sat across from me in the booth.
What was that about?
Landon wouldn't want me to tell Lily what had happened. But this craziness with the vase and a murder was too much not to gossip about. I saw him last night. A guy had him pinned to the wall. I think he was demanding money. Lily frowned.
He's been acting odd since puberty, but ever since the vase was stolen, it's like he's lost his mind.
What if it's not really about the vase? I said. What if he hid something inside of it? Lily looked thoughtful for a moment.
It's possible, but what?
Something that was worth money.
He doesn't have anything of value.
I wasn't so sure about that. And the way Lily's mouth twisted as she pondered made me suspect she wasn't so sure about it either.
I'll talk to him. The last thing I need is Dad to get involved.
I gave a nod and was about to slip out of the booth when she stopped me.
Did Ross drink the tea I made him?
I gave it to him, but I'm not sure if he drank it.
Oh, okay.
I leaned back in the seat, watching as she tried to mask her disappointment. You like him, I said.
Who?
The innocent look she displayed didn't fool me. Ross, you like him. She dipped her head, her cheeks turning rosy. That's a yes. I laughed.
Don't tell him.
I won't. But why don't you tell him? She shook her head.
I couldn't.
Why not? The Lily I had met as a child and grew up with would be way too demure to ask a boy out. But she seemed like she had worked past all her insecurities. What happened to assertive Lily? I asked.
I'm still taking classes. This isn't an overnight process. Half the time I want to throw up or run the other way. I'm not ready to ask anyone out, especially not Ross.
Especially? Just how much did she like him? What if I set you up? She shook her head.
No. He'll think it's a pity date.
He would not. You do know what a great catch you are, right? From her blank expression, she did not. Lily, you're smart, dependable, resourceful.
You make me sound like a dictionary.
You didn't let me finish. You also have the prettiest hair and a smile that puts everyone at ease. Should I go on? Because I can.
No, but thank you. It's just not enough to get someone like Ross to date me.
Someone like Ross? We are talking about my brother, right?
Yes.
I don't know what you see in him to think you're unworthy of him, but I'll disillusion you right now. He's the guy that can gas out a room with a single fart. He can drone on and on about every action movie ever made, and he got suspended for lighting someone else's fart on fire.
He's not like that now. He's matured.
She looked dreamy for a moment. Ugh, don't say cute.
He is.
I sighed. I'd have to get more material on grown-up Ross in order to sway her from the dark side. Listen, Lily. You are pretty, you are sweet, and you have a killer body. No man will turn you down. She blinked. If you really want Ross, you can have him with a crook of your finger. She blinked again. Did I break her? I wondered. Her blank look morphed into a smile. I wished I could have talked to her more, but one glance at the clock reminded me I had to get going. I have to run, I said. I have to talk to Aunt Dot, and it's right about the time she comes into work. Lily nodded, her smile still in place. I scooted out of the booth and hurried across the street. Letting myself into the restaurant, I scanned the dining room with the critical eye of a new patron coming into the restaurant for the first time. I was disappointed. Sure, the restaurant was charming in its own way. A bit of 50s Italian nostalgia mixed with rustic charm. But it was old. The tablecloths alone were past their expiration dates. They were frayed, and the plastic overlays were yellowed and cracked. The chairs were wooden with cracked cushioned seats. Someone had tried to repair them with an alarming amount of duct tape. Drippy candles stuck in Chianti bottles sat on each table. But as far as I remembered, the staff never lit the candles. They were for decoration only. So now they were beat up and a bit dusty. Fluorescent bulbs hung overhead. 2 of them flickered. No wonder we were losing business. The one nice thing about the place was all of the old pictures. If we replaced the frames, those could stay. But everything else, including the tattered red wallpaper and the cracked tile floor, had to go. A facelift in the restaurant and a facelift on the menu would make all the difference in the world. We would have to get a plan together to make it happen. I was positive my interior decorating skills were not up to par. And more than that, we needed money to redecorate. Some of it could be improved with a lot of elbow grease. But there would still be a cost. And with both me and Ross and possibly Dad tapped out, there wasn't going to be much money to work with.
What are you doing here so early?
Aunt Dot asked as she bustled through the front door and headed straight toward the kitchen. Aunt Dot, we need to talk. She stilled.
Is it about Clark? Is he okay?
He's fine. It's about the restaurant. She took a breath, letting her shoulders slump.
Don't do that. You scared the hell out of me.
No, it's still bad news. The restaurant is going to close in a few days unless we come up with a lot of money.
What do you mean?
Just what I said. The restaurant has been losing money. Ross used his savings to fund last payroll. The bills are paid for the rest of the month, but we don't have enough for this payroll. No payroll, no restaurant.
Why didn't anyone tell me?
I don't know. I just found out last night. Determination stole through her features, making her jaw firm.
I have some in savings I can pull from that.
That might help right now, but what will happen when the bills come due again? We need a plan to stop the bleeding. At the top of the list is a new menu, and we need to spruce up this place. She gaped at me.
Have you lost your mind? We haven't changed since we opened.
Exactly. It's time to change, or we will close. Look at this place. Really look at it. Would you want to eat here? Aunt Dot scanned the room. At first, I wasn't sure if she saw what I did, but little by little her face fell.
My savings won't cover the cost of redecorating and payroll.
We'll come up with a plan. Why don't we all sit down tomorrow morning with a list of ideas? She gave a nod, but I could see the hopelessness in her eyes. This restaurant meant everything to her, and she was about to lose it. It had to be a horrible feeling. Even I was nauseated thinking about it. After Aunt Dot hurried to the kitchen, I texted the family with a meeting request for tomorrow morning. And then I called Alan. I didn't expect him to answer. In fact, I thought he would ignore me completely. But he picked up on the first ring.
Jade, I didn't expect to hear from you.
I don't know why. You owe me money. Don't you think I'd eventually want it back?
It's our money. We put all of it into the condo.
Yes. And you're still living in it. I need my half.
Let's talk about this rationally.
There's nothing to talk about. You owe me money.
Where are you? Let's just sit down and talk about this.
I'm not in the city anymore. You'll have to transfer the money to me.
I don't have that kind of money at my disposal. I'll need to sell the condo. That will take time.
Then get a real estate agent today.
Jade, let's talk about this. I made a mistake. Let's not ruin everything because of one little mistake.
One little mistake? You slept with your assistant. You got me fired. I lost my home. That was not one little mistake. If he was trying to smooth things over with me, it meant he was in a bind. All I'm asking for is the money I put into the condo. That is all.
Jade, be reasonable.
Be reasonable? I gaped at my phone, wondering if I had heard him correctly. But I knew I had. Was he going to try to play the victim? Be reasonable? You stole my life from me. I'm not going to be reasonable. I want to see the condo listed by tomorrow. If it's not, I will get lawyers involved. I hung up and then sat in one of the old chairs with the duct tape, wondering if my threat would work. I really had no money to hire a lawyer, but if it meant bringing the jerk to his knees, I would. I'd just have to sit back and wait and hope that he would do the right thing. Judging from history, he would not.